Empire. We have an Arnold News Network special today, the official news network of the Empire, because you have no other choice and you don't need another choice. We got some big stuff to talk about. Conquest, a lot of stuff popping up this week that I want to compile for you guys and make sure you know about. Firstly, we got some data mines showing some early peaks at Conquest, and it even shows that we have a big update coming to Galaxy of Heroes very shortly that's going to be including Conquest. Furthermore, we got a little bit of a teaser from the developer the other day. It makes it seem like Katan is definitely in the cards at some point for Galaxy Heroes, and on top of that, we got some news to cover that we're going to be getting more intel at the minimum about Conquest next week. But between the data mine, this seems like it is coming out next week. But on top of all that, we got confirmation from the Galactic Warport that there is going to be a Conquest exclusive character, very much so like territory battles and the raids, and we're going to talk about all that after a brief word from our sponsor. Hit it, Gary!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a game you never, ever heard me talk about before.
Raid Shadow Legends! And what I thought we'd do today, kind of break down some great beginner tips. If you're looking to play another great game, check out our sponsor, support the people that support our channel here. My first tip is join a clan, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to dominate your enemies, the best way to do it is with other people in the Raid Shadow Legends community. And when you join a clan, you get special chests that you can unlock for working together. Tip number 2, complete the campaign missions. These offer great rewards to help level up your champions, but it also helps you get familiarized with Raid Shadow Legends synergies and mechanics. Tip number 3, make sure you're doing the raiding part of Raid Shadow Legends by raiding the dungeons. And with these dungeons come special rewards, as these potions, for example, are incredibly important for ascending your champions.
Champion, the Executioner.
All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. So it's no surprise we knew that Sabine Wren is the login award for this month, and there's been tons of speculation that we're gonna be getting more Mandalorian characters. Firstly, we already know we're supposed to get season 2 Mandalorian characters sometime soon. We haven't seen it yet. Looks like we're going to start heading that direction finally. And plus, the Mandalorian faction is in shambles. One of the worst factions in the game that has no real connection aside from a tag here. But now we're starting to put some pieces together. And the first thing I want to talk about here, we have a lot to cover today, is I want to bring your attention over to the Galactic Warport. Galactic Warport has the ear of Capital Games and gets told a lot of stuff in advance. And today, they kind of teased a few things about Conquest. Next week, they're going to do a podcast. If you can't find the time to listen to it, I will make sure you get the summary of it next week, because they're going to have an interview with Capital Games, and they got an early look at what Conquest is all about. And I'm just going to play this clip so you know I'm not pulling stuff out of thin air. They also confirmed that with this Conquest mode, there's going to be an exclusive character. They say it may or may not be, then they say there is going to be. So I'm going to play that clip for you really quickly here so you can see it and we can keep moving on. But I don't know what the character is going to be. Of course, we could speculate, but let's hear their words real quick. Gary, hit it.
We're going to talk about Conquest, how it works, all that kind of stuff, as well as a new unit that's coming that may or may not be associated with Conquest. It is. That'll be really fun.
There we go. So they kind of joked for a moment. There may or may not be. Then they said there is going to be a character, a new unit tied with the Conquest game mode. And I want to bring this to your attention as well. The developers were on the SWJH Discord server, SWJH Events Discord server. Link down below. We're going to reference them twice today. And they kind of teased a little bit. Crumb, who is known as the puzzle master over at Capital Games, was interacting with some people. And again, this is going to be probably the biggest stretch part of this video here today. But someone was asking, hey, Doja, will we ever not, they basically wrote not 15 times, not get Katan. Then Crumb responded saying 14. And if you count the knots, there are 15 knots in here. And if Crumb says 14, I'm assuming he's saying 14 knots, not 15. What happens when you have an even number of knots? They cancel each other out. It's a double negative, basically. So basically, they're trying to correct this statement, saying, well, they're basically saying that Katan is going to happen at some point in Galaxy Heroes. Whether or not that's the next big character coming, whether or not Katan's going to be that exclusive character tied to Conquest, that is all up to speculation. But based off this, I think we can kind of expect Katan to come to the game finally and start making sense out of this whole Mandalorian faction, because it is in shambles right now and it's forced down people's throats, especially for galactic challenges. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of Mandalorians come to Galaxy of Heroes now, because we have this big update coming out next week. And why don't we showcase that here real quick. SWH events, link down below to the Discord server. One of the most important things you need to have bookmarked when it comes to Galaxy Heroes. One of my favorite parts is there's data mines, important data mines that pulls things out in advance in the files and tries to give us a heads up what's coming, gives us little teasers, and try to figure out what's happening, especially during this time. There's not a lot of communication about what's to come. But with that podcast, that's official confirmation that there is an interview next week. We have new characters coming. We don't know what they're going to be, but we know they are coming here. We have a big app version coming. SAT Barbarossa, very big shout out to them. One of my favorite people here in the Galaxy Heroes community pulling this stuff out. There's a major version bump, and from what they can tell, it is going to be bringing us Conquest. And if we scroll down real quick, I already showed this biddy on my stream yesterday, but now with the additional news from the Galactic War Report, I figured it was worth to make a video about. We have some early look at the graphics here. For example, this is now going to be War. As you guys know, we're replacing Galactic War, and it's going to be called War. So here's going to be what Galactic, or now what's going to be called War, not Galactic War as they put it, is what's going to look like. And I don't know, it's looking kind of pretty, and I'm kind of happy they took some inspiration from the OG, the original Battlefront 2 Galactic Conquest game mode in terms of a UI design, because that's what I really want to see. Battlefront 2 is one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time, actually one of my favorite games of all time. And how it's going to work from what I'm seeing here is you're going to have a new table. It's going to be called the War table, I believe. And when you click on it, you're going to have both the War or Galactic War and Conquest, which is what you are seeing right here. Again, the UI design looks really, really nice. Gives me a little bit of Dark Dimension vibes from Marvel Strike Force, but I think the mechanics are going to be a lot different than how Marvel Strike Force operates, and it's going to have a special character tied, which again, for those who play Marvel Strike Force, you might be thinking of Ultron or Doom as a big character tied to it, and that's why I'm not sure if Katan is going to be the exclusive character. I love the character. She does play an important role, but I don't know if she's going to be that big of a character to be exclusive, but we'll have to wait and see. She could very well be, for all we know. And we have some other things pulled out here, such as Conquest points. Kind of reminds me of the Bantha burritos that we like to call inside of Galactic Challenges. We saw this Conquest currency a long time ago when Galactic Challenges was being pulled out. There's going to be a whole separate store, and I'm assuming this is going to be your currency to buy stuff out of that shipment. And we have a new energy, and as you can see, some of the responses here are kind of a bit mixed. This energy, from what I can tell here, is all about the limited number of attempts you're going to be able to do in this upcoming Conquest game mode. Whether or not you can use crystals or you can buy extra energy, it's going to be hard to say right now. It could be just a flat energy that you cannot wail out on. When people see energy, they get a bit scary. They get a bit iffy about their initial feelings about it. Again, we'll have to wait and see. This is just data mines. We don't have any context really. And we just got some other random UI things. It looks like it's going to be kind of a pretty game mode. We got some symbols here, some Jawas. I'm guessing maybe this is going to be in relation to like the merchant shop, or the merchants that you're going to see in this upcoming Conquest. And this is kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to be taking, and I hope they do, I would love this, because not everyone's big in the PvP, big in the Grand Arena, but they like the idea of like a seasonal ranking system going from Bronzium to Erodium to Kyber. That's one of my favorite parts about Grand Arena. It's just so satisfying seeing yourself climb up the ranks. We're seeing that they're also pulling out assets with Conquest that shows the Kyber symbol, the Erodium, Chromium, and Bronzium down here. I wonder if they're going to be turning Conquest into some sort of seasonal ranking system, a PvE type of ranking system where when you complete certain feats and challenges, you get the escalator. When you complete certain sectors and zones, you're going to get points, very much so like banners inside a Grand Arena. Again, this part is all speculation I'm saying right now, but all we do know is inside the files that's going to be used for the UI. We're seeing some Grand Arena related ranking, leveling up points right here. And if we scroll up a little bit, this further confirms we're going to have two separate things. Some people are asking me yesterday if Galactic War is going to be completely deleted out of Galaxies. It doesn't seem like it, because when we scroll up a little bit, when we go up here a little bit, it's going to start showing a couple things. We have Galactic Battle right here, and if you go down a little bit more, we're going to have a Conquest game mode. So if you look really closely, we have Conquest right here. That's one game mode. And then down here, we have Galactic War, which says use your entire roster of allies to battle other player squads for rewards, and the farther you get, the harder the challenge. Embark on a Galactic War once per day. So I believe Galactic War is still going to be inside the game, because one of the questions I got is what's going to happen to the Galactic War shipments. I am almost certain, based off this, Galactic War is going to be a thing, and Conquest is going to be its own other thing. So although we're getting a new table, it looks like you'll still be able to access the Galactic War type of game mode. So That's all we really have right now. But based off this right here, this data mine alone, this suggests that a big update is coming out next week. It's ready to go. That's how we got all these data mined images right here. And with the Galactic War Report telling us they have an interview next week, they got some early scoops when it comes to the Galactic Conquest game mode. And we got a new unit exclusive to this Conquest game mode. It seems like Conquest is coming sooner rather than later. And with that said, that is going to wrap up the Arnold News Network section here on the channel. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment down below on all your thoughts. What is this exclusive character going to be? Is it going to be Bo-Katan? Did that little teaser from CG SB Crumb mean that Bo-Katan is coming at some point? Would love to hear all of your thoughts. And be sure to like and subscribe so you're not missing a thing on the channel. And you better believe it, Gary, it's great to be in the Empire today. Gary, you know, it's great having you back. Go ahead and roll out the outro.